Hey YouTube, how you doing? My name's Adam Hartle. I'm a stand-up comedian. All my shows have been canceled temporarily because of the coronavirus, so I'm getting some projects done around the house. Some guy decided to eat a bat, now I don't have any comedy gigs. And I've learned a lot on YouTube from DIY videos, so now I want to return the favor and teach you guys some things that I've learned throughout this project. Say hi, Sloan. So the old dock was made out of pallets that I repurposed, but Hurricane Irma had other plans, so now that's become a kayak holder. And the new dock is made out of concrete block and cement. So hopefully it'll last longer. We're on the banks of the St. Johns River, widest river in the United States. And the project is finally done. So instead of going into the details, I'm going to direct you to another YouTube video where I learned how to build steps out of concrete blocks, a guy named Craig. So look at the link in the description and watch that video first. This is the first project I did with concrete blocks and pavers. Not my best work. I'll take the camera. Thank you, Sloan. This is the first one I did here. So this is off of Craig's video. He really helped me a lot. The dude wanted like 800 bucks to build just 2 steps down here. I was like, forget it. I'm going to build it myself. So pretty simple. Concrete blocks, pavers on top. Again, go to the link in this video and you can see how this was done. So that was the first steps I built with concrete blocks. Now we're going to go in the backyard here. So that was the first one. Then I took it up a notch and built these steps right here. Also built that step right there. So once you learn how to do this, you can build lots of stuff. This one obviously took me a lot longer, but it's the exact same concept. You just bury concrete blocks into the ground and construction adhesive glue to glue them down. This stuff right here works great. I also use some dry dock to seal it. Okay, so I had to angle the stairs because there was a bunch of roots in the way, and that actually allowed me to get in between the cracks and put some cement down. If you're not sure how to do cement, I'll show you. Let me hold the camera, son. So basically you just need 2 buckets for cement, and you got the water too. So you just fill a bucket with water, about maybe 10%, pour a bag of cement in, start mixing, add more water until it becomes like kind of a paste, and then you just dump it in. It's very simple. And I'm glad I concreted the base because, as you can see here, there was a storm that hit at high tide. Fortunately, there was no structural damage, so the stairs passed the first big test. And at this point, I started working on the main seating area. And from Craig's video, he mentioned using pebbles and sand, paver base, but you don't have to use that stuff, especially if you're working down by the water, because I had a lot of muddy water here. And if you've ever had your feet kind of sink, like at the beach or in muddy water, it really suctions down, it sticks. So I didn't use the paver base or the gravel. And in this picture here, you'll notice that the cinder blocks in the back are buried deeper than the ones in the front, but it doesn't matter because as long as the tops are level, that's all that really matters. So you're gonna need a level as well. And as you can see here, I put some rebar in here. And if it looks like it's sticking out, it's because I'm about to put a second layer of cinder blocks in. The main sitting area is 2 cinder blocks tall. And then the final thing I did here was I put concrete all the way around the base to lock it in. And I figured that was going to be it until the pavers get glued on top. But after a few days, the concrete washed away. So I encountered my first problem. So the way I solved that was I put another row of cinder blocks in, one on top of each other, in front of the remaining concrete, which allowed me to create like a little step in front. So it actually kind of came out better that way. But as you can see here, the main sitting area is 2 concrete blocks on top of each other, and so is the little step in front. It's just buried much, much deeper. So now the front step is an area that can protect the main area from the waves. And it's also a fun place for the kids to run around and play. And if you're smart, you'll have the pavers delivered to you by pallet. That's what I did. This whole thing ended up being around 3 pallets. I've noticed that Lowe's has better cinder blocks than Home Depot, but I liked everything else at Home Depot better.
Bless you.
So that led to the final step, which is gluing the pavers on top of the cinder blocks. As you can see, the distance between the cinder block and the wall is pretty big here. There's a sizable distance here. But if you overhang your steps, then it's not a place where you can fall through. So that's what I did a lot here. As you can see, this one's overhanged as well. Same with this one. So you just kind of Tetris your pavers to make them work. I found pavers that came in the same color and same shape, but in different sizes. For instance, this is a bigger one than this one, and that gave me more Tetris pieces to work with. So you can see the gap between the steps, but because the pavers overhang, when you're walking down, it's just a regular staircase. But notice this picture right here. So it's important for many reasons. Number one, when you do the overhang, it's very important to glue underneath the overhang really good. And then the second thing in this picture is that notice how this paver is kind of dipped down a little bit. That's because when you stack so many cinder blocks on top of each other, it's really hard to get them all level. But what I realized is that if you use coins like nickels and quarters, which are a little thicker, you can stack nickels and quarters underneath the pavers, like put a little dab of glue and glue them on there. So now the pavers will be sitting on top of the change, which is sitting on top of the cinder blocks. And that created a much level area. And that's pretty much it. Here's the before and here's the after. It took me about a couple months on and off, and about $1,200 total of materials. So good luck if you do this project. I'd love to see pictures of it. And please follow me on Instagram and Facebook. My name's Adam Hartle. You can find me on there. And then you can check out my comedy. And if I come to a city near you, you can come see a live show. Thank you very much and good luck.